right, troopers, this is probably the last video you'll have to watch from me. And in this video, we are going to talk about how to publish your project, which is the very last step in creating your app that we've been working on all semester long. So as a review, let's look at your project folder, whatever you happen to call that, okay? And I'm going to open that up, and you will see, the folders that I've suggested that you build. And then we have the folder Animate, which has our Animate project in it. Now, if you recall from the video, from the importing video, I told you to take videos that were in your video folder and to drag them into your Animate folder where your Animate project is. Okay, so you'll see that I have my Camelot movie, and I've copied it only because I just thought it, I just do that. That way I have all my originals, and then I have what I need for my project. Okay, so, and there's my Mat 120 intro project, which is what the 3D was. Okay, so if you haven't done that, make sure that you drag a copy from your video folder into your Animate folder. And if you've already imported your video, what you want to do is delete the video that's in your project, and then you want to re-import the video from the Animate project. This is the only way the links to the linked videos will work. If Animate has to look outside this folder to another folder, the links break and it doesn't work. Okay, so now we are in Animate, and here's our project. Okay, so we've, our project is done. Ideally, at this point in the game, you will have troubleshot your project, and so you always test your movie just before you finish. You want to make sure it works, right? So your video starts to play without any instructions. It just plays, which is great. Then we go to the main menu, and the main menu goes to our first page that has some pictures on it, and then it goes to page 2, which should have some music on it, but it doesn't. We go to 2.1. There's the music. I got my music turned down. Okay, we go back and the music stops. We go to page 2. We didn't have anything on there, so we go back to the main menu. We go to page 3, and then we have a video that's paused at the beginning. The user has to click the play button to play the video. And when the button goes back to the main menu, the sound stops playing and you go back to the main. So that's your debug. You want to make sure you go through every single button, make sure every button works, make sure everything's supposed to happen as it's supposed to happen, and so on. So so you're saying, cool, looking good. Now it's time to publish my project. Publish a project, you want to make sure, like I said, everything works. You click on the background, okay? You don't want to click on something because you notice in the properties, it changes all the effects, right? So here, we just click on the background and you'll see the dock, and then you'll see publish settings, okay? Leave the profile alone to default. You want to match the contents. You don't want to mess around. You want to leave your size of your project the same size as that you built it in. You can at this point change the color of the stage if you really want to, but you should have already done that. Okay, so then under publish settings, you go to more settings, and that opens up another window. And here you can name your project, your app, something else if you want to. Your target Flash player goes all the way up to 32, which is the latest one. It's never a bad idea to go backwards, only because if someone hasn't updated their Flash player, they won't have any problems with it, okay? The ActionScript 3.0 is fine the way it is. Now here, we have the options of what we're going to publish. So the SWF file and the HTML wrapper are your standard defaults. Okay, what this is means that you can upload this HTML file and the SWF file to your web page, and it'll play on the web. You also have to upload the videos. Okay, as well, we will create a Mac projector and a Windows projector. Okay, on Windows, you only have the option of creating a Windows projector. And if you're on a Mac and you don't care about this, you don't have to. But if you want to show it to your friends and family and they happen to have a Windows machine, then you'll have that document in there to use. Okay, so that's essentially it. Again, you can rename the project. Notice that every time I click on the output name, something else happens, right? So let's click on HTML wrapper for a moment. And here we want to match the movie. Do we want it to loop? We really want it to be paused at start. We really don't want it to loop. You can displaying the menu means it will display some player controls up here at the top. Up to you what you want to do. In the quality setting, high is probably the best because it's not a very big project, and this will give you good quality and still a reasonable file size. Okay, in the window, you want to check on that. Typically, the window is your default option. You can play with these. We didn't really talk about this, and I don't want to, but the default will be fine there. Everything else is the defaults are actually fine. The vertical alignment will be in the center of the page, and the horizontal alignment will be in the center of the page. You can change that to left and right, and you can also change that to top and bottom. So it's, it depends on what you would like to do, and testing it a couple times and deciding what you think works best would be fine. Okay, in the SWF settings, compress movie, deflate is fine. Include hidden layers. You may or may not want to do that depending on what you've done, but chances are all your layers are already visible. So anything else here that's important? No. Okay, so then we talked about the Mac projector. There's no settings for that. In the Windows projector, there's no settings for that. Okay, so just go through, make sure your settings match these, and most important with the HTML wrapper is paused at start and display menu. Okay, so then once you've got all your settings set, then you simply hit publish. And so what it's doing is essentially what it's been doing the whole time. And once that little status bar goes away, you're done. So let's go back to our Finder. And you will notice now that in our Animate project, we have the Animate demo. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. We have the demo SWF. We have the demo 1 HTML. We have the demo 1 app, which is the Mac app. And we have the demo 1 exe, which is the Windows app. So everything goes right into this project folder. And this folder is what you will turn in. Okay, so when I ask you to upload your project to the server, this is the only thing you want to upload. And you can change the name of it. It doesn't really matter. I'd rather have your name on it so I know who it is. And just upload that to the server. You don't have to upload any of this crap. I don't want it. It's just extra mileage and stuff I don't need. Okay, everything that you've done will be in your project, and I will be able to tell if it works in what you did. Okay, so then you'll want to test it, right? So just make sure everything works as expected. So here's our Mac app. So we'll double click on that, and the project opens up. It's looking good. We click on that. We go to page 1, it's looking good. Go to page 2, go to 2.1, got our scrolling text. We go to page 2, there wasn't there. We go back, we go to page 3, we get a video. Everything is playing as according to plan. So that's your Mac app. Your Windows app I can't open because I'm on a Mac. So in testing the HTML wrapper, it's going to require that the user has the latest Flash plugin installed, even though we're looking to even though we actually said a backward compatible player. If they don't have it installed, it's not going to work, and you'll just get this install dialog box. Now, so if you're going to put this on a web page, you will want to put instructions next to the link that will open the project that says download the Flash player before playing this, because it won't work. Okay. And so the other thing to keep in mind is that Adobe has said that in 2020 they are going to stop development of the Flash player for web-based devices. But I haven't heard anything about that recently, and they're continuing to update. So that is something that you might want to think about. But the main thing is, of course, is your app for the Mac and for the Windows, and that's the thing that you can drag around anywhere, and it will work. Okay, so that's it. I hope you're having fun.